So, how in the world does a civilization last for over 1,000 years? It's a huge question. Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely incredible story of ancient Rome and figure out how it went from this tiny little village to one of the greatest superpowers in all of history. And this quote right here, it just nails it. The story of Rome isn't just about winning battles and conquering land. No, it's about this amazing ability they had to change, to adapt, to absorb. That right there, that's the secret sauce to understanding their incredible longevity. All right, so here's the game plan. We'll start with the big picture, that 1,000-year evolution. Then we'll track their government as it shifts from kings to a republic and then to emperors. We'll see how they built that massive empire, how they adapted their culture. And finally, we'll look at the tough lessons from its fall. You know, to really get your head around the scale of Rome, you have to picture where it all started. We're not talking about a mighty empire. We're talking about a small, kind of muddy settlement on the Tiber River that somehow grew to control everything from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Persian Gulf. It's just mind-boggling. So historians usually break this massive timeline down into 3 distinct chapters. You've got the regal period with its kings, then the famous Republican period, and finally, you get the imperial period, the age of the emperors. So let's just walk through each one. Let's kick things off with Rome's first huge evolution, getting rid of their kings. This was an absolutely revolutionary change, and it basically set the stage for everything that made Rome, well, Rome. The story really starts way back in myth and monarchy. Legend has it the city was founded by Romulus, who became its very first king. And for a while, that's how it worked. This whole early period was defined by the rule of one person, a line of about 7 kings who really laid the foundation for the city. But then we see this fundamental shift. Around 509 BC, the Romans had enough, and they overthrew their last king. In its place, they created a republic. So suddenly, power wasn't in the hands of one guy for life. Instead, it was shared between 2 consuls who were elected for just 1 year. I mean, what a radical experiment in governing. But you know, even something as powerful as the republic couldn't last forever. After big personalities like Julius Caesar really started pushing the limits, Rome went through another massive political change, and it entered the age of emperors and, you guessed it, autocratic rule. And this imperial period is just full of these larger-than-life characters. On one hand, you've got Octavian, who becomes Augustus, Rome's very first emperor. He brought in an era of peace. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you get guys like Nero, who has gone down in history as just shockingly cruel. The fate of the entire empire could literally rest on the personality of a single man. So, the big question is, how did this constantly changing state build such a massive empire? Well, the answer really comes down to 2 things the Romans were just masters at, and they worked hand in hand: military might and incredible engineering. I mean, right from the get-go, Rome was a military-first kind of society. This whole culture of discipline and strategic conquest allowed it to just slowly but surely take over its neighbors, then the entire Italian peninsula, and eventually, boom, the entire Mediterranean world. And to control all that territory, they built, and this number, it's just staggering, 50,000 miles of paved roads. Think about that. It was basically the internet of the ancient world, a physical network that connected every single corner of the empire. But here's the crucial part. These roads were for so much more than just transport. Yeah, sure, they moved armies around really fast, but they also moved trade goods, they moved people, and maybe most importantly, they moved ideas. Roman laws, Roman culture, it all flowed along these routes. They were the very arteries that kept the empire alive. And hey, it wasn't just roads. You've got these engineering masterpieces like the aqueducts that completely transformed Roman cities. By piping in a steady supply of fresh water, they didn't just improve public health. They also made possible a really unique part of Roman social life, those huge, famous public bathhouses. So this brings us to what might just be Rome's ultimate secret weapon. See, it didn't just conquer other cultures, it absorbed them. Its real genius was in seeing the best ideas from the people it met and just making them Roman. I mean, just look at the evidence. Latin, their own language, came from a neighboring region. Their early religion, and even the gladiator games, adopted from the Etruscans. And their art and architecture, so much of it was heavily influenced by the Greeks. You see, Rome was like the ultimate cultural sponge. And maybe the most profound example of this was their adoption of Christianity. Think about it.
This religion started in a far-off province in the Middle East, but eventually it was embraced by the Emperor Constantine himself. That one act set in motion the transformation of Rome into a Christian state, and basically ensured that the religion would spread all across Europe.
But after 1,000 years of being on top, even Rome started to decline. And its fall wasn't some single dramatic event. It was a long, slow process caused by a deadly combination of problems. The empire was getting eaten away from the inside by things like political corruption, massive economic problems, you name it. And at the exact same time, it was getting battered from the outside by constant invasions and military threats. It was really a perfect storm of decay from within and pressure from without.
And yet, what we remember today is Rome's incredible, long-lasting success. Its ability to absorb other cultures, to outmaneuver its rivals, and to completely reinvent its own political systems when it had to, those are the things that let it thrive for a millennium.
So when we look back, the story of Rome is such a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest threats to a superpower don't come from outside, they come from within. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What can its incredible evolution and its eventual fall teach us about our own world today?